want to see me go from hot girl summer to this, then keep on watching. What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Ray Glam, and we are here with a fall fashion makeup type of look. If you have got here already and you have not subscribed to my channel, like, I feel like y'all just be, it's free, do it. Okay? Anyhow, I'm super pumped to give you guys this fall look, but I'm also super pumped for my girl Jackie Ina. If you don't know, you need to know her. It's like a couple YouTubers that really inspired me to just do YouTube and not really care. I mean, I've always been an uncaring type of person as far as me being authentic to myself, and however it comes out to you, that's on your problem. That's your business. But Jackie is back, so round of applause to Jackie. Take a break. Women, especially black women, we always trying to explain to people why we need a break. Like, we're the only people, like, we have to be strong all the time. We gotta just toughen up. We gotta respond to things like Michelle Obama all the time. But we don't, baby. I'm here for the breaks. If Jackie, if you need another break, I'm here. I'm here. I understand you. Because I be taking my breaks, child. At work, if my lunch is at 12 to 1, don't call me. Don't text me. Don't send an email. Don't look at me until 1:01. And that's just me. I mean, I think it just comes with years of experience and realizing that you need to come first, because these jobs will fire you on Friday and find somebody else on Monday. So YouTube is a job, so she deserved a break. So, and period. Feel how you want to feel. We about to get into this fall look today. We breaking up with summer. I mean, it's been a good run. We had some fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did some things we probably ain't had no business doing, but it's time to go, because like, fall is a vibe. I'm gonna put on some primer, the NYX Plump Right Back primer, and we are going to, this also is a self-care, self-talk, help, let's get the community together. And today I want to talk about toxic family. How to deal with that, like, as an adult. Like, I know as teenagers, like, you kind of feel like you just got to, but as grown ass people, how do you deal with toxic family? We gonna get into it, but first, let me go ahead and get these eyebrows together. You know, I'm gonna speed it up because y'all already know I do eyebrows, and that's on period. I am gonna use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. If anybody ever thought about what the heck I be using. Okay, I'm about to.
Keep that pump, that natural beauty, yeah. If you could see it from the front till you see it from the back, back, till you see it back, yeah, back, till you see it from the back, back, till you see it from. If you could see it from the front till you see you in the back, yeah. You like it thick, you like it fat, yeah. Like it keep on wanting more. You ask me, don't you where you at, huh?
Okay. Usually I would apply like eyebrow setting gel, but literally, y'all, when I'm done filming this, I'm gonna film a couple TikToks, some reels, and I'm back to cleaning the house. You know, I like to get myself ready for the work week, so I iron my clothes. Yes, I still iron. I iron my clothes and just like clean my house. You know, just chill out, do a big maintenance, you know, type of thing on Sunday. I think a lot of people get self-care and maintenance mixed together. Like, to me, self-care is more in depth, like therapy or, you know, maybe a massage or something. But maintenance is, people get that confused. Maintenance to me is like doing a face mask or getting your nails done, your toes done, getting a wax. To me, that's maintenance. Y'all get what I'm saying? Okay. Well, I can't believe I can't find my favorite blending sponge, but I use this one. And I'm just gonna blend out the concealer and bring it down onto my eyes. We'll blend out the top of the concealer above my eyebrows because we don't like the halo effect. I mean, we being me. If you do, then do you boo boo. But no, this ain't that over here. We want our eyebrows to look like it's ours, that it's not a stencil, you know, etch and sketch, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer. I'm gonna start with chestnut, which I actually use under my eyebrows. That's more of a closer to my skin tone color. And then butterscotch right on top. Okay, I am going to let this dry down and we're going to talk about today's topic, dealing with family issues, toxic family issues as an adult. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back and I'm going to go ahead and blend out my concealer. So topic of today, because you guys know I like to look beautiful. I like to help everybody look beautiful. But I also want to help people just in general live their life. And I feel like one of the biggest things that I see that holding us back is toxic family. And not necessarily them being toxic to you as an adult. There are some things that has happened to you as a kid that makes you grow up to be a toxic adult. And a lot of times you don't even realize it because a lot of people, instead of admitting they need help, they don't even recognize they need help. And then say if they do recognize they need help, right? But that can be hard because change is hard, especially if you grew up a certain way. Instead of actually getting the help, they continue to just press on and get new people in their life that doesn't require them or doesn't really know them enough to require them to get better, to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? For example, like say you got a best friend you had since elementary school, whatever, and they kind of call you out as an adult, like you need to do this and you need that. And instead of actually listening to that person, they just switch with their friends and say, oh, they hating on me. They this, they that. But really that person known you since childhood, like, and if they ain't never done anything malicious to you and they telling you something, then you probably need to listen. But see, a lot of us, we don't listen. We get complacent, and the older we get, the more we get stuck in our ways. And I'm here to talk about why we got some of those ways. And a lot of them has to do with the way we were raised and dealing with toxic family members. And when you try to address those things as an adult, some of the times those family members, they ain't trying to hear that. They try to invalidate your feelings and what you went through because they didn't want it to come across as that. For example, like you can say, oh, I wanted you to be there at my basketball games and my football games or whatever the case may be. And say you're a girl and you play football and basketball as a girl, you know, and your mom is like saying, well, in her head, she's saying, well, I wanted you to learn how to cook and clean because I knew as a woman, you're going to need to not do those things. But as a child, you're like, I didn't need that. I needed you to be in my games, right? But then they turn around and invalidate your feelings, be like, oh, you just feeling that way because of blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And that's not what it was, and that's it. They don't ever want to talk about it again. As an adult, you're coming to them as an adult, like saying, hey, this is what I really wanted now. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing a lot of families do, parents do, they invalidate your feelings because they feel like, well, I didn't mean it that way, so you shouldn't feel that way, so invalid. But you can't do that as a parent. And I'm not saying that's why I don't want to have kids, but that's why a lot of people need to take consideration of when they have kids and who they have kids with. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people aren't going to be that understanding to your child's needs. And sometimes what we think our children want and stuff is not what they be wanting, because they come out of us, right? But they not us. So you can't invalidate your children's needs because you felt like, well, my intentions was this way. If they felt that way, then that's what it was. You can apologize for making them feel that way, but you can't invalidate them because that's not what the energy you wanted to put off. At the end of the day, that's what they felt. And they had a right to feel what they feel. And you had a right to try to clean it up, but you can't clean it up by invalidating their feelings. So to me, I feel like as an adult, we deal with that a lot with toxic family. You know what I'm saying? Just not accepting how you felt at the time. They don't want to accept it because in their mind they're like, I'm doing the best what I can do, or no, that's not it. Like, you thinking too hard about the situation. And I don't care how you feel. If it made me feel a certain type of way when I was a kid, then that's what it is. You can tell me, oh, well, Raven, this ain't what it meant. I'm sorry you felt that way. Now, that's another way to fix it, but you're not going to invalidate my feelings because that wasn't your intentions. Now we got two problems. We got the problem that I dealt with as a child, and now we got a problem that I'm dealing with now because I'm trying to come to you as an adult, and you're still invalidating my feelings as an adult. Like, I still feel this way. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I be thinking it's the egos of some of these parents too. Like, they still don't want to be told. They don't want to be told that they did anything wrong. And it don't necessarily be wrong. There's some things that could have been handled a different way. You would just talk to your children, because your children are people. They're going to grow up to be productive citizens of the United States, of America, or whatever country they decide to go to. And if you don't talk to them and validate their feelings, then they're going to grow up thinking their feelings are invalid. And they're going to grow up in toxic relationships and toxic work environments and stuff, not trying to talk about their feelings, not talking about emotions, because when they tried to as a kid with the person that should have validated their feelings, it was brushed off. I'm talking about this stuff because this is what I see in community. This is why we can't have healthy romantic relationships, healthy work relationships, because the first relationship we were supposed to have that was healthy was a relationship between our parents, and it failed. So I feel like that's one of the things, like dealing with toxic family and stuff. Like, if you are a child that came to your parent like that and they like invalidated your feelings and stuff, for me, like, I don't deal with that. Like, as an adult, as a kid, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not too much you can do because you're a kid, you're living with them and stuff. But as an adult, I'm like this. You show me respect, I give you respect. If you're not showing me respect, you don't need to be in my life. You don't need to. I know the Bible says that you're supposed to honor and respect your mother and your father, and I'm here for all that. You know what I'm saying? But you also the parents have to understand that the kids at that time, their feelings have to be validated. You know, and you're not perfect. There is no manual on being a parent, and so you're gonna mess up, and you have to put your ego aside. Put your pride aside and humble yourself. So a lot of folks don't want to be humble, and a lot of parents are moving on what they wanted when they was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you wanted as a kid and what I wanted as a kid meant to be two different things. Like, I see my homegirl the other day was like, oh, I want my daughter to be a majorette, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to teach her at this young age how to do majorette, and so she's going to be a majorette at this school. Well, I said, what if she don't want to do that? What if she want to play basketball? And she's looking all crazy. What if she doesn't want to what if she don't want to do STEM? Well, she ain't gonna, I'm gonna give my child the life that I want. But that's the problem. You're giving her the life that you want. What about the life she wants? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, y'all be living vicariously through your kids. And that's not fair. That's the wrong reason to have children, because you want a second chance or whatever as your goals. No, it's their time for their goals. And you need to realize that. That is not a good reason to have children. And another thing with dealing with toxic family members, let me go ahead and highlight some other stuff. Highlight where I put my concealer. I'm going to set some powder here so we're getting ready to do the eyes. I'm going to pop some eyeshadow on. I'm going to pop my eyeshadow on, and we're going to get back into the family, okay? Because I'm just gonna put the rest of that powder on my eyelids. And we're gonna play with my Dusty, my Morphe James Charles palette. Y'all know I had this palette for a long time. And we're gonna do some fall colors, okay? Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, what am I really gonna do? What am I really gonna do? But I don't really know. Let's just play along with it. Let's just play along. I'm going to take this brush right here. And I'm going to take this plummy color lightly up in here, like in a V shape. I want to blend her out. Like tapping up and around like that. And do the same to the other side. When you think of fall, you think of like orange and all that stuff, but you know, we got other colors, y'all. We got other colors, and this look is gonna give fall for real. I want the one to look even, so if I feel like there's more product on one eye, I want to fix it, obviously. And then I'm going, y'all, this is so hard. I want to take this like orangey color with the same brush and like go around that a little bit like this. Now I'm going to take this color on my lid, but I'm also going to put a color on top. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that.
Too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah, yeah. I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, yeah.
Now I'm gonna take this like shimmer shade. I'm gonna put it on my brush, same brush, but I'm going to spray it one good time with my all-nighter spray and place it on top. I don't know what I'm doing. Calm down here. Oh, that is hook.
Yeah, I like it crowded. Oh, you like the boy? Well, tell me what you like about him. You a little thotty, ain't no wife about it.
Oh, that is so fire. Now I'm about to take this brush, like a flat smudge brush, and take a darker purple. Tap that in. And we're gonna go. I feel like I want to go right up in here with it, like a wing. It ain't like a wing, it is a wing. That look is fire. I love that. I love that. I feel like I need to put a little of the purple right here to like tie it. I'm taking that same brush that I blended to kind of just like kind of let it fade in the background. But I love that. I love that. I want to blend it just a little bit. That is fire. Fire, 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 fire. I'm going to put on some lash primer. Y'all know I'm still ain't into the lashes yet. Okay, while this sitting and doing this thing, I want this off this back and let's get back into the toxic family part, whatever part I'm on. But also, like, you know, have you seen these parents that have these great connections with their kids or whatever? They work hard for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be degrading your children. You can't not be there for your kids. And then they grow up and you just like, oh, hey, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, it don't work that way. And so, as an adult, I feel like, even as an adult, like adult children, it is not your responsibility to build the relationship with your parents. Like, if you don't have that, like, if you don't feel that towards your mom or your dad, then it's probably on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't, it's not your point, it's not your business to be trying to reach out to your dad or your mom. Say you never met your dad before. That ain't your point. Like, if you want to do that, then that's on you. But it is not your responsibility to make him feel like, oh, you're my dad, like, let me reach out to you. Like, no, that's him. That's him. And a lot of times, you know, the responsibility we put on the children to reach out to these toxic family members, let's just say, not say dad, like mom or cousin or whatever the case may be, that auntie that really wasn't nice to them as a child, but now as an adult you want to fake this whole persona, oh, we're so close and stuff. Like, I don't know you. Get away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like, the children grow up to be adults and they can choose to not deal with you. And the way you treated them as a child, or if you've been around to treat them any kind of way, it determines if they want to deal with you or not. I'm going to use my Tarte C Curl mascara. I'm going to take the same brush that I did the dark purpley, and I'm going to put that dark purpley under my eye, like smudge it.
I'm having my way. Said out here having this way. Quay out here having this way. And like the third me go out. Take.
Let's tie the look together. Let's tie the look together. And the first thing people want to tell you when you're an adult is, oh, be the bigger person, be this, blah, 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 whatever case may be. But I am being a bigger person. Like, for me, like my experiences and stuff, I am being a bigger person and just not cursing you out, not being disrespectful. If I choose that, at this point in my life, I'm only putting people in my life that needs to be there. That needs to be there, that I feel comfortable with. I don't feel like I need to force myself to have relationships with people that don't make me happy. And if you just so happen to be a family member, and I'm going to be straight up honest, there's a difference between family and relatives, okay? Because there are a lot of people I have run across to now as an adult that I consider family, that we are blood related. And then there are some people that we just blood related, but I don't know nothing about them. They don't know nothing about me. They don't care about me, whatever the case may be, and that's fine. But I don't feel the same closeness as the people that I have chose to put in my life. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that you can't help. Like, you can't help who your parents are, but you can help who your best friend is. You know what I'm saying? You can help who you feel like is your work mom or is your best friend outside of your family. You know, you can help that. Try to get this nose together. It's always hard. Okay. Now I'm going to put some setting powder on the side of my nose. Somebody go back and be like, Raven said be disrespectful. You know, but I'm definitely going to stay where I feel respected. If I don't feel respected around certain family members, then why should I be around them? You know, and especially as adults, you know, like, there's just certain things you just don't have to deal with no more. And another thing with toxic families is when you get married. I've see a lot of people that be in these relationships, right? And their mother or their father don't like their husband or their wife, right? And it literally has teared some people's family apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, if I ever get married, if my dad don't like my husband, oh well, I like him, I love him, I'm sleeping with him, he's fucking me. You're gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, like, I wouldn't respect my father. If you don't like him, then guess what? We won't come around. Because when you see him, you're gonna see me, and that's on period. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to like somebody to respect them. You know what I'm saying? What y'all not gonna do is disrespect him. Same, and that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like as a wife at this point, my husband is my main priority. I'm his soulmate. I'm his compliment. I'm his support anchor. You got a wife, which is my mama, which should be. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to know. And I feel like a lot of people has lost that sense of, you know, the dynamic of what marriage should be and how you shouldn't let your parents talk to your spouse a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we gotta get out the habit of putting our parents in our business way. And that is very hard because sometimes you want that to talk to somebody who's been through what you're going through. Well, the problem is with that, when you're having issues in your relationship, in your marriage, and you go to your parents, the problem is they're most likely going to validate you as the person that's right. They may even say, oh, well, yeah, you know, you could have did this better, you blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they're going to judge your wife or your husband. They're going to be like, oh, you putting my son through this, you putting my daughter through this type. So they're going to make you feel that way. Like, and that's what it is. Like, I see it all the time. So it's just like this. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting couples therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting marriage counseling. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you need unbiased people in your life. And if you got some friends that's like, they can do that. Like, say y'all got mutual friends that can actually be unbiased. That's a blessing. Ain't nothing like being able to have somebody in your life, married, single, whatever, that can guide you and be unbiased for your relationship. Don't put your business out there. Now, that is such a blessing. And the first thing people always be like is, why should I take advice from somebody that's not married? Why should I take advice from somebody that don't have kids? You take advice from doctors, right? These doctors don't be having vaginas. You know what I'm saying? The first thing you just, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't question them, but a lot of times, this is a true reason why people don't want to take advice from them. Because sometimes the truth hurts. The truth hurts sometimes, and you don't want somebody that is not going through what you're going through, because you really want them to be like, yeah, girl, yeah, man, like you. But you don't want somebody to be like, bro, you messing up. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing you want to say is, oh, I don't want nobody that not going through what I'm going through and stuff. So I want somebody to emphasize with me, so to make me look right. That's what that is a lot of times. And this ain't that. But back onto the family stuff. So yeah, keep your family out your relationships. And then when you do get married, check your family members. I should not have to be checking your mother if I'm your wife. That's your job. That's your job. I don't want to check your mother. See, here's the thing. I want a healthy, happy, like, merge of family. I want that. But nowadays, it's just like people see you as a threat. Like, no, we here. I love your son. You love your son. Let's just love him together. And that, I'm speaking on my experiences, but I know there's other, just different ways, different scenarios. Like, people just going through it because people just don't have respect for you. Honestly, it really ain't about them, it's about you, because they saw you as an adult, they saw you as a respectable adult, that they wouldn't be coming to you with your spouse. That's why I say that toxic family stuff, like, no, like, nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that. And that's why a lot of people just dip off, get married, and they don't talk to their family members no more, because they know that they're never going to make them change. And then they're thinking in the back of my mind, what you're not going to do is ruin this relationship for me. So you're not going to change. You don't want to change. All right, I'm heading out. I'm out. And they dip. They don't, then it's just like, oh, I ain't heard from Sarah in 5 years. Yeah, that's because Sarah is not going to let y'all ruin her relationship. Because Sarah don't want to end up like you, bitter and alone, because you allowed your uncle to talk bad to her husband. Like, and that's what it be like. Don't nobody want to admit to that. I'll highlight on my nose. But I feel like with this fall look, I don't want to look too highlighted. Again, I don't want to look too highlighted. I'm just going to put like a little on the tip. I may not know wrong with having a little glow in the fall though. Don't say I see it then. Like that, but I'm not going to do my cheeks. That looks good, okay? Now I'm going to flip the script with the lips. I'm going to use KKW, but this time I'm going to use 4.0. It's a darker pencil. And now, I bought this last year and I never used it. But I'm going to use my Fenty Cream Gloss in the shade Fruit Snacks. I think this is a great fall color.
Feeling like I'm fresh out boost. If they want the drama, got the ooze. Ship the whole crew to the cruise.
It's alright. I'm gonna add my LA Girl in the center to like level this Kool-Aid looking look. It look like Kool-Aid. That's not the vibe I'm going for. Okay, it looks better. Let me take the brush I did my concealer with and clean up around the lips. Y'all know it's the vibe. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna spray my face, but y'all know I ain't gonna be doing it today, so. All right, y'all see the face, it's fall. But, ooh, I'm gonna come back with hair, and I'm not really gonna put on the clothes. I'm just gonna probably put on the onesie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I'll be back with some final thoughts on toxic family. And I want to give you guys some insight on what I think you should do to help alleviate the issues that come after dealing with toxic family as a child, and how it affects your adulthood and what you can do to change that. I'll be right back. Okay, like I said, this is the final look. I just threw on a onesie because, you know, I'm not going nowhere. It's raining, it's pouring, and I wanted to give you guys like an in the house but sexy fall vibe look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys really take into consideration what I'm talking about as far as toxic family. We have a lot of things as adults that we call normal. That's really not normal because we grew up in toxic family environments. So my suggestion to everyone, including myself, is to have healthy, honest conversations with your family. And once you have those healthy, honest conversations with your family and they choose not to change, then that relationship between y'all is no longer on you, because you actually gave them the opportunity to change the things that you see is toxic for you. And if they didn't take heed to that opportunity to change, then that's no longer your responsibility. As adults, we should all be able to listen to understand, not listen to defend, not listen to argue back, not listen to degrade, not even listen to really just try to validate in your head, but listen to the people that you love, because we love them. And if you want them to be in your life, then you need to make the necessary strides to change so you can fit healthily in their lives, so we can have better, happy relationships, happy workplace values, so we can start valuing each other as lives and just as human beings regardless. And then a lot of it stems from the home. So that is a very heavy topic for me and a lot of people, is toxic family ties, how to deal with that. Start the conversation today. I hope you guys enjoyed the look, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.